It's my own fault recently that I've been getting a little bit frustrated with van life. It's only because I'm just busy and I've been just throwing things in the back of my van and not taking care of my home. And a cluttered home is a cluttered mind, and it's been extremely annoying over the last little while. It seems like I clean it one day and it's like a bomb went off the next. And I got nobody to blame for this frustration but myself. I have a serious problem inside of my van that I'm going to fix today. I am sick and tired of all that stuff inside of my home. We are done with all this. It's time to clean house, my friends, and what a better place to do it than right here at the campground. Oh yeah, and have a good time while we do it. So the fire method we're using here today to light the fire is a very advanced method. It's called use a lighter and just chuck everything in one pile and hope for the best. This is bushcraft, my friends, at its absolute finest. Hey, Grizzy, Dad's gonna fix the house. I'm gonna fix it. I promise I'm gonna fix it today. This is what we're gonna fix. Bye-bye firewood. Look at all that. Come on. I should probably put on some pants. Yeah, let's put on pants. Anybody coming? I like cleaning my house at campgrounds with a fire in the background. It's pretty darn good. This thing's been in the back of my van. I should probably hang it up. Can hang this thing back up. I love this. Starlink can finally go back in the front. I know you guys have heard a little frustration from me in my videos recently about the inside of my home just being small. And when it gets cluttered, it does feel very small. But I'll tell you something, if I were to ever quit this lifestyle, it would be because my home gets dirty in 10 seconds after you clean it. I'll tell you, that'd be one thing I would not miss for sure. Just about done, baby. Let's go. Gross. To my surprise, though, I got beer in my fridge. I didn't think I did. Let's make some dinner. You gotta let your food thaw out a little bit, Crazy. Break the chunks. Somebody just sent me this.
We got a lot of stuff. Oh, here's my drums. Yeah, cool. Got something from Chrome with Vancity Vanlife. I could have made my own Only Vans shirt, but I support Chrome. That is an awesome shirt.
That's
Come
wicked.
on. Stuff fell off.
The name of that channel is ASYTV.
Right there.
Oh, that was awesome, bro. Thank you. See? The usual. Thousand Island dressing and relish. If you're wondering, do I buy a new can of relish every time I go camping? Yep. Do I buy a new can of Thousand Island every time I go camping? Yep. Do I find that I have 2 or 3 bottles in the van when I get here? Yep. Hey buddy, look at the house. It's all clean, Cruzy. It's all clean, buddy. Yeah. What you gonna do with all that space, Cruzy? What you gonna do with all this room? He's like, I don't know, Dad, but you better shut that door. It's getting cold in here. It's not perfect in here, Cruzy, but it's pretty darn good. Hey? Want some treats? You're a good boy today. How about we celebrate all this extra space with some treats? Hey? You deserve that. Yes, you do. Sit down. Whoa, bro. Patience, buddy. You're like a little shark. Atta boy. Oh, so good to have the van back. That's a good boy, buddy. That's a good boy. Cruzy, sit. All right, it's my hand. That's my boy. Cruzy, that heat feels good, doesn't it, buddy? Said, Dad, you're taking my heat. All right, let's get off all these stinky clothes. Phew. My gosh, I'm yawning. Oh, my eyes are watering now. I'm yawning already, and it's early. It's 6:30 p.m. and I could go to bed right now, 100%. So I'm really excited about the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight. I'm not a sports fan of any kind or a fighting fan. So me being interested in watching this is a first time in my life kind of situation. And we're going to watch it at the shop up there on the big screen TV. And I'm stoked on it. So I'm a fan of Mike Tyson because obviously he's a legend. And I'm a fan of Jake Paul because he's done amazing things on this YouTube platform. So I'm kind of like on both sides. I think this fight could go either way. It could be either Mike Tyson or Jake Paul. I know everybody around me is like Jake Paul's going to get his ass handed to him, but I think it's going to be a pretty good one. I might be wrong, but I'm really, really stoked on it. And it's unique that I'm into this kind of stuff right now. Normally I just avoid it and not care, but this one is super, super interesting. So I'm excited for that one. I think we're going to gather up a couple of people at the shop. I invited Mike the electrician, so I don't know if he's going to make it out. I invited Emily and Amanda, I think, is going to come too for sure. So just be a small group of us watching the fight tomorrow. Anybody else out there watching that one? I'm super, super curious. Before I call it quits tonight, I want to make sure that the inside of my drawers here are nice and clean. And I'm not hoarding things that don't work or I don't need. So there's a lot of really rad things going on. Daryl from the shop has been working on getting our production ladders and light brackets and winch bumper mounts and rear swing arm spare tire carrier put together. And I popped over at his shop to take a quick peek at the new ladder, and the ladders will be in production probably in 4 weeks. That maybe they'll be on the website and ready. I am stoked on it. We actually made a copy match of the ladder that's currently on my van right now, and he's making up 2 versions, one being a steel version, which is just like the one that I have, and also an aluminum version. And then from that point, I'm going to decide if we're going to release them both, or we're just going to release the aluminum version of it, because it will actually be smaller, but the difference is the aluminum is more expensive. And some of the things that I want to do with the new company Van Toys Overland Gear is release some products manufactured by us at a better price point than other things that are on the market. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand that the Ford Econoline crew and the Chevy Express crew isn't the same as your Sprinter crew. And I find that a lot of products that are out there that are, you know, for vans and stuff, they price them at the higher price point. And us, you know, Ford Econoline guys and Chevy Express guys, we're not at that price point. You know what I mean? If we were, we might own a Sprinter or something big like that. So I'd like to see if we can bring some products that are equal to other things that are on the market, just at a better price point. You know what I mean? So I'm really excited to show you guys that. I actually have some pictures in my phone here, so let me finish this off here and I'll show you some of the pictures. Look at the amount of salt and stuff in here. Nasty. So these will be the new Ford Econoline ladders that'll be coming out on Van Toys Overland Gear soon. It is so slick. These are the aluminum ones. So he's bending up the metal ones right now, but these turned out so good. And that's the shot of it right there on the ground on the jig that he welded it on. So sick. I am stoked for these things to come out. So we're releasing one for the passenger side and the driver's side. I'm unsure about doing the mid one. I don't know how many people are putting on the mid one. Usually they'd put on a ladder kind of mid-van, but on the driver's side, because you can't do one here because of the door. I think we're just going to do the backs on either of the 2 sides. But super slick, man. They look really, really, really good. These floors, without having mats on the ground, hurt the knees. Big time. So the other day I got in these 1/2-inch rubber mats to protect the epoxy floor in the center bay at the shop. And I'm thinking maybe they might work inside of here. So instead of going back out and doing these anti-fatigue mats, which are foam and they soak up water and they just stink after a while, and they break down quite easy because they are foam, and I'm using them on a regular in here. This is a very high traffic zone in my home here. But I'm thinking, if those rubber mats at the shop feel good on my knees, I may put them in here. So when I go back to the shop, I'll crawl around on my knees and see how they feel. A 1/2-inch might be too thick in here though. I have to factor in this. So we need to be able to open up and close the drawers. So a 1/2-inch might be too thick because I don't want them to rub, because that rubber is not forgiving. At least these mats, because they were softer, they would push down. This would have to be enough clearance. But they do make those mats in 1/4 inch. So maybe that rubber flooring is the answer, because I could custom cut it around everything in here and it'll be one piece. So if water spills on it, it won't get underneath it. So what I do is I just take the dog bowl, unscrew it from the floor, run the mat right to the front, and contour it around all of these cabinets here so it would be a perfect fit. Maybe, and it doesn't look too bad because it's black with little gray speckles on it. Be kind of nice to protect these knees. Look at those things. That's a 7-year van life for his short roof van knee callus. Proudly earned. So they come in a 4-foot by 6-foot sheet, which I think will be awesome. I'll just trim it around everything. Should be a pretty easy trim job, except for around here where the water jugs are. I don't know if I'd go all the way to the back because I don't know. Oh yeah. There's definitely enough room. Whoa. And the rubber floor would keep this from happening too as well, because that happens a lot while I drive. The rubber would hold those things in better place. Oh, I'm thinking more and more now that that's a good idea. What do you think about doing a rubber floor just like that's inside the shop? Hey? It's my boy. He doesn't care. So if you missed yesterday's video, these are the mats that I'm talking about. 4 feet by 6 feet and a ½ inch thick. They're black with a little bit of like gray flake all over it. It's going to be nice, especially on a long job in here. If Daryl's in here, there's a close-up shot in here, but this was at the end of yesterday's video. The floor gives it that little bit of an anti-fatigue feel and protects the epoxy in a very large way. I am really stoked on this product. And I love the little flakes in there as well. I think that might look kind of good in here, maybe. Bringing this out here a little bit. Also in a video the other day, I noticed that a lot of people in the comment section misunderstood what I said in the van when I talked about pulling some of Andy's build out of my van. I didn't mean pulling the cabinets out of here. So many people were like, that's a good idea. Rip all this out, put a whole new build in with some of Andy's newer, lighter stuff. Because, well, this is the original build. It doesn't have anything cut out for weight. It's heavy. And no, I didn't mean I was ripping the entire build out of this thing. I meant that I'm thinking about redoing the framing part of my pull-out drawer, because all underneath my 400-pound slides for my pull-out drawer, that drawer is literally bolted to my van with a huge square-tubed heavy steel frame, so you could literally put 400 pounds and jump on it and it ain't gonna move. That piece, I think I'd like to redo it in aluminum, cutting out 95% of the weight. That's what I meant. I'm gonna go through here and see if there's some things I can do to remove some of the weight in the van. But when I built this thing, I never had weight in mind. I never really cared, because I always found that every time I added something with more weight, it never really made a difference until we did a full-blown professional van build. And then I started to load this thing up with all the recovery gear and the ladders and all the big heavy things we added to the van, like bigger tires and all that stuff. All the additional things, the huge front winch on the front with the big front winch plate, all that weight started to make the van feel heavy. That's where I started to think, oh, if I would have been a little bit more weight conscious from the very beginning, my van wouldn't be as heavy today. So, you know, Andy's definitely changed his builds a ton over the years. It's been 5 years I've had this thing in my van. But yeah, what I meant was I'm just trying to find ways to shave a little bit of weight off this van now. So these big, beautiful cabinets and stuff are not getting ripped out. Anyway, crew, I am gonna go to bed. That's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for hanging out with me while I clean my van. And tell me, how many of you guys are stoked for that big fight? I know I am. I'm super curious to know what the outcome is. And for you guys, it wouldn't be tomorrow. That would be today, because you're going to get this on fight day. I'm stoked on it. All right, guys, keep your double V's up, y'all. Love each other, and I'll see y'all on the next one. I'm trying to be energetic. That's really what you're bringing to the table?